That was the 13th question. For GS3, we'll have 2 more questions. The next question we'll see is the IPCC has predicted a global sea level rise of about 1 meter by AD 2100, and what would be its impact in India and the other countries in the Indian Ocean. It's a 10 marker, roughly 10 points, 2 subheadings. The question itself asks about 2 parts. One is that one part is the statement. The first part of the question is a statement that IPCC has predicted a global sea level rise of about 1 meter. Second part is what would be the impact in India, on India and other Indian Ocean regions. So you can introduce the question, start the question with what is IPCC, that the IPCC is a UN body that is concerned with research on this, or you can talk about the IPCC AR-6 that talks about this particular, that AR-6 is noted or alarmed about the possible rise of sea level to 1 meter globally by 2100, or any other recent event that has again sparked this question on 2 mains. So that's introduction. In the body, first part is about addressing the first part of the question, which is a statement, wherein the question, the statement says that the IPCC has predicted the sea level rise about 1 meter by 2100. So you have to give arguments proving that. Therein you can talk about how carbon emissions, like even the percentage of carbon in the atmosphere from I think 0.0038 or something to 0.0042, like you can look into the facts how a very slight increase in the carbon CO2 concentration in the atmosphere has also been noted by agencies, by NOAA, agencies like the ones in USA and India. Secondly, you can talk about the sea level rise in different parts of the world, wherein the actual sea level rise has been noted. Thirdly, salinity has increased, acidification has increased. You can talk about the destruction of glaciers. For example, I think some of the glaciers like Okjokul glacier we have lost such glaciers. And then you can talk about sea level, like the expansion, how the thermal expansion has also been noted scientifically by bodies like NOAA or the USA. You can talk about how land subsidence has occurred in places like Jakarta in Indonesia, or land subsidence has been noted in parts of coastal India as well. You can talk about examples of those as well. Then you can talk about how like you can talk about atmospheric concentration of different gases, how you can talk about predicted global sea level. So sea level acidity, sea level salinity, sea level coastal erosion, you can talk about loss of glaciers, you can talk about polar melting, like in talking about polar melting or Hindu Kush mountains melting, etc. Then the impact, the next part of the question is the impact on India and Indian Ocean region countries. So again, you can either divide it into 2, but the space might be less, so you can just combine it together. Like on India, again the same things, coastal erosion in, like let's say the Marina Beach in Tamil Nadu, or there are coastal tracts in near Alapi in Kerala where a lot of considerable coastal erosion has happened, or things like agricultural loss. Like you can talk about the lowland agriculture system in Kuttanad in Kerala, or the famous ones in Odisha, Koraput region, how that can be affected if salinity increases, if coastal erosion as a consequence of global sea level rise can create a negative impact. You can talk about the displacement, the possible potential displacement that can happen if sea level rises above 1 meter. For example, especially in areas like West Bengal, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, coastal low-lying tracts of Mumbai, etc. You can talk about how this can affect the infrastructure, like Bombay port or some other port, the power lines. Many of the industrial cities of India are located on the coastal regions. They can get affected. Power lines can get affected, thereby affecting our energy security, our national security. You can talk about the different communities, vulnerable communities that can affect it, like the tribals, or for example, the fishermen community in Kerala, or the different tribal communities of Assam, like the riverine, the Mishmis of Assam, the Mishmis of Northeast, or the different vulnerable communities, be it just the normal coastal folk or the tribals, or other vulnerable communities. And in general, in the Indian Ocean countries, like you can talk about, let's say Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan tourism can get affected if displacement happens, if any major disaster happens, like the one that we saw recently. Then you can talk about Bangladesh. Bangladesh can literally, a considerable part of Bangladesh can be taken away. It can be submerged if sea level rises considerably above 1 meter. You can talk about Indonesia losing or increasing, seeing a lot of disasters because of sea level rising. We can talk about increased cyclones, increased warming that creates a loop, positive loop, that increases the cyclone tendencies in the neighboring seas. You can talk about Maldives, how Maldives is extremely vulnerable to sea level rise, being a coastal and low-lying country. So these are some of these things. Since it's a 10 marker, you just need 10 points. You have 2-3 subheadings. You talk about the different points, and then you end with, going forward, India. You can even end it on a high note, like a comment by the UN chief Antonio Guterres, like the last UN chief noted that the global warming is on life support, or how we are not doing enough, or like any like very powerful statement of a figure in authority to say the same. You can quote the same as a conclusion, or you can give some suggestions, some conclusions, some solutions like climate smart agriculture, or how we need to focus on the vulnerable communities, how we need to use technology to ensure that the coasts are protected, or like whatever solutions that come to your mind, and to ensure that there's a global partnership, SDG, whichever concerned SDG you can connect it with, sustainable agriculture, sustainable tourism, sustainable manufacturing, all of that, whatever comes to your mind, briefly connect all that into 2-3 lines as conclusion.
Hi, a very good evening to all of you. I hope prelims 2024 आप लोगों का सही से हुआ होगा. Now is the time when you should prepare for mains wholeheartedly. And to help you in assisting in this endeavor, we are coming up with a very important program known as Civil Services Accelerator Program. देखो मेंस में आपको हर कोई बोलेगा कि 450 नंबर GS 1 2 3 4 में आने चाहिए, ऐसे में 120 130 आने चाहिए, बट हाउ टू अचीव इट, वो करना कैसे है, कौन कौन से वो पिलर्स है जिन पे हम फोकस करने वाले हैं. तो पिलर्स देखो बहुत बेसिक है. फर्स्ट वी गोइंग टू इंश्योर दैट जो भी हम यहाँ करंट अफेयर की क्लासेस लेंगे दे गोइंग टू बी लिंक्ड विद द स्टैटिक पार्ट, सो दैट यू कैन गेट अ वेरी गुड अंडरस्टैंडिंग. चाहे यूपीएससी फिर बाद में स्टैटिक पोर्शन से पूछे या फिर करंट से, आपका अच्छे से कवर हो जाएगा. सेकंड इज अबाउट एथिक्स, कि आप एथिक्स अच्छे से कवर करिए, बोथ पोर्शन, सेक्शन ए एज वेल एज द केस स्टडीज, एंड इफ यू डू इट प्रॉपर्ली यू विल गेट वेरी गुड मार्क्स. देन फिलोसॉफिकल एसेज, सबसे कम मार्क्स आजकल एसे में आने लग गए स्टूडेंट्स के, 80 90 100 तक मैक्सिमम लोग स्टॉप हो जाते हैं. तो हाउ टू इंश्योर दैट कि वो मार्क्स हमारे 130 तक पहुंचे, उसके लिए हम ऐसे फोकस करेंगे. एंड देन यू गोइंग टू हैव अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टेस्ट सीरीज व्हिच इज गोइंग टू इंश्योर कि यार अच्छे से आप प्रैक्टिस कर पाओ और इवेलुएट कर पाओ अपने आप को. एंड दीज आर द इंपॉर्टेंट एरियाज व्हिच वी गोइंग टू फोकस अपॉन. इनफैक्ट दीज आर द पिलर्स ऑफ मेंस प्रिपरेशन. फॉर करंट अफेयर्स, a team of faculties including me, we are going to assisting you in each and everything. We'll have Rajvardhan sir, we'll have Neha ma'am, me alongside some other faculties will also be part of this. We'll focus on 3 areas. Okay, जो टॉपिक बहुत स्टैटिक लगते हैं लेकिन वहां से करंट का क्वेश्चन हर बार आता है, जैसे लोकल सेल्फ गवर्नेंस, ऐसे क्वेश्चंस को हम पहले से ही संभाल के रखेंगे. सोसाइटी के बहुत सारे टॉपिक हैं ऐसे जहां से बार बार क्वेश्चन आता है, लगता नहीं है कि आएगा बट आ जाता है. ट्रेंड स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन, फाइनेंस कमीशन, क्लाइमेट चेंज, ऐसे ऐसे जितनी भी थीम है वो इसमें आएंगे. एंड थर्ड, ईयर स्पेसिफिक. ईयर स्पेसिफिक मींस दैट इस साल जैसे मान लो साइंस एंड टेक में कुछ अच्छे डेवलपमेंट्स हैं तो यूपीएससी वहीं से पूछ लेता डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन. सो दोस काइंड्स ऑफ करंट अफेयर विल आल्सो बी कवर्ड. So that's why if you want to become part of a very important course, this is the course for you. कि सारी आपकी करंट अफेयर की चिंता फिनिश. With respect to ethics, we have one of the most stalwart person, Atul sir. Atul sir has been teaching for more than 13 years ethics. है ना, जब से शुरू हुआ है 2013 से पेपर, तब से सर पढ़ा रहे हैं. And if you want to get his mentorship, then eventually जितने भी प्रॉब्लम्स आती है एथिक्स में वो सारी सॉल्व आउट हो जाएंगे, चाहे वो आपकी बेसिक कंसेप्ट हैं, कंटेम्परेरी एग्जांपल्स हैं. इफ यू नॉट एबल टू इंक्लूड द थिंकर्स इन द आंसर, वो भी सॉल्व हो जाएगा. along with the answer writing is going to become very very refined. In fact, he has already taken an orientation session. You can just watch it on our YouTube channel and you will get very good outcome for that. एथिक्स में जो होंगे लगभग 20 घंटे के आसपास क्लासेस होंगी, आपको PYQs वगैरह के लिए हेल्प की जाएगा, हैंडआउट्स दिए जाएंगे, अच्छे एग्जांपल जाएंगे, एंड प्लस मोर इंपॉर्टेंटली 1-to-1 मेंटरशिप इज गोइंग टू बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. सो एथिक्स इज वन एरिया वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देन कम्स द एसे. In the essay, we are going to focus upon philosophical areas. तो पहले वहां पे आपको टीच भी करेंगे, me along with Manikant sir as well as Kapil Sikka sir. We are going to be part of this so that those of you who can eventually get the best out of yourself, आपको कोई भी रुकावट नहीं आनी चाहिए. So focus किस चीज पे रहेगा? Coverage of all the important themes which are there in the PYQs, और सबसे ज्यादा फोकस फिलोसफी पे ही करेंगे. Then handouts दिए जाएंगे, आपको एक्सपर्ट फैकल्टीज के साथ 1-to-1 मेंटरशिप भी कराई जाएगी. And as a result of this, you can score very high in the essay. लगभग 25 से 30 घंटे की क्लासेस होंगी, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव हैंडआउट, कंपाइलेशन, वर्कशीट, 1-to-1 मेंटरशिप, सारी चीजें आपको अच्छे से दी जाएंगी. and if you're able to achieve it, make sure that कि आप तरीके से उसको यूटिलाइज करें एंड फाइनली आउटकम लेके आए मेंस के अंदर. एंड फाइनली व्हेन इट कम्स टू टेस्ट सीरीज, ऑल द फैकल्टीज आर गोइंग टू बी टुगेदर टू इंश्योर दैट जो भी आपका एरिया होगा उसमें आपको अच्छे लेवल का हम आउटपुट दे पाए, आपको अच्छी मेंटरशिप प्रोवाइड कर पाए, चाहे वो GS 1, 2, 3, 4 या फिर ऐसे पेपर हो. So that's why you're going to have a test series also along with this, and in this test series we have to make sure questions quality, model answers, the discussion sessions, all of them they are top notch, so that इस साल जो मेंस है आपके लिए एक eventually game changer बन जाए and we are able to become a part of your success journey. This is the objective with which we are starting this program, and this program is going to be very very useful for all those students who are eventually becoming part of the mains for this year. अभी prelims का result आने वाला है, so let us hope majority of you have worked very hard, आपका final call आ ही जाए. Many sessions are going to happen. Some have happened, like ethics का session has already been taken by Atul sir, and June 25 was taken. Essay का जो है 2 जुलाई को होगा. Answer writing template का जो session है, it will be taken by the rank 4 of this year. It's going to focus specifically on paper 2, paper 3. Current affair की classes 28 जून को first होगी. It will be dealing with IR. इसकी सेकंड क्लास होगी वो नेक्स्ट वीक ऑन द जुलाई ऑफ 4th होगा. सो व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड फ्रॉम योर साइड, आप इन सेशंस का पार्ट बनिए. दीज सेशंस आर ओपन इन नेचर. ट्राई टू गेट योर डाउट्स रिजॉल्व्ड, एंड वंस यू फील लाइक नहीं ट्रस्ट आ रहा है, कॉन्फिडेंस आ रहा है इस इंस्टीट्यूट पे, देन बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ द program, and once you become part of this program, we'll take care everything from your side. Okay, so all the very best. If you have any query, any doubt, you can reach out to these numbers. These numbers, if you dial, you'll get the link to our counselors, and they will help you out in understanding. If कोई डिटेल में आपको लगता है कोई इश्यूज लग रहा हो कि भाई ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आया अच्छे से, they will help you out with respect to that also. And for all the important kind of videos, you can stick to our YouTube channel, and we're going to help you out in the whole UPSC civil services preparation. All right, all the very best. Thank you so much.